So friends, how are you? How have you been? I have been very busy, but not too busy to not give you a video. And in this one, I decided to trust my YouTube Studio video topic suggestions because they told me that apparently a lot of people would love to know what a day in the life of a UX writer looks like. So in this video, I will give you a look behind the curtain. Hi, my name is Kat and I teach people about writing in tech, and on this channel you will find everything that you need to know, especially about UX writing. So if you want to learn more about all of that, make sure to hit subscribe and ring the bell. So as I said in the intro, I want to take you along with me to join me on a normal day as a UX writer. And to be honest, making this was actually great fun. But before we start, disclaimer. This, of course, is only a day in my life as a UX writer. So if you too are a UX writer, yours could of course look way different from mine, okay? Depending on the product you work on and depending on the organizational context that you are embedded in. And to give you some context about my situation when it comes to my work as a UX writer, I am involved in basically 3 different settings. On the one hand, I have a part-time job where I work as a UX writer for a startup. It's a fully remote role in a very small team. I work for them Mondays through Wednesdays. They have a website and an online shop that I write copy for. But I also do a lot of other writing tasks and a lot of strategic work that circles around communication in general. On Thursdays, I work as a freelance UX writer, mostly for one big client, and for them, I almost exclusively do strategic work. So where is their UX writing going? What skills do they need in order to develop their UX writing basis? How can they market UX writing, etc., etc. And lastly, on the side, I teach UX writing online and I create educational content like this one right here to help other writers get into the field. And if you are one of the people trying to enter the field, feel free to check out the description box below, because there you will find all the links to my courses and my socials and my resources. So this is basically the context that I work in, just to let you know. And what I do in this video right here is I will take you with me on a regular Monday in my job as an employed UX writer. And if you're ready to go, let's do this. So first of all, like most of us, I get up, I have breakfast at around 6:30 and I'm an early bird, okay? So at around 7 a.m., I make myself another cup of coffee and I slowly start my work day. As I said, I work from home. It's a fully remote role. I have a customized workstation in our kitchen, you know, a desk and everything. But because the view from our living room is so nice, I work from here a lot. So this right here is the view from my table in the living room and I love it. And what I always start with is journaling. I journal every day. I get everything out of my head, all the thoughts. I write it out because that helps me to think straight, to get a clear mind, eliminate all mental distractions, and it also makes me more aware of my intentions and my priorities. So that's what I do first on all my days, okay? And on work days too. And then at around 7:30, I get my to-dos for my day sorted out. This planner is literally my life. I write out my to-do list in it each and every day and I cross it off as I go and proceed with my day. And that is both motivating and helpful. And I don't know, digital planners have never had the same effect for me. So that's what I'm working with. And on Mondays, I start a new page here. I write down all my to-dos. And for that, I also go through my tasks in Teams that are on my Teams board. I check out my Teams GitLab to see if there are any urgent tasks that were assigned to me. And what I also do is I check out my calendar to see what kind of meetings I'll have. And I think about what kind of meetings I really need to prepare and what I need to prepare for them. And then I put everything in my book so that I have it in one place, okay? Tasks, meetings, everything. And then this is basically my setup. This is how my tabletop looks. I have my planner, my MacBook, and a notebook that I take notes in throughout my day and throughout my meetings. Then at around 7:45, I start with my learning session. And if you have seen my video about working on how to become a better UX writer day by day, you know that I make this a habit, okay? I make it a habit to learn something new about a certain UX writing topic every day, okay? And I don't skip that. So that's what I do. And after that, I check my emails, and that means I start my practical work. Usually I'm done with learning and my emails at around 8:30. And that means that I still have 1 hour left until my first meeting starts. And I use that hour to go through my analytics and my reviews. So some time ago, I asked my manager if I could be responsible for reviewing and answering our users' reviews, for example, on Trustpilot and on Google. Not only because I think that I'm the fastest doing the job because I'm a good writer and I can write replies fast, but this also allows me to see what people say about our products and service. And I don't only read these reviews and answer them, I also document them, and I give a presentation on them each and every quarter of the year to the entire team. I also go through other analytics at that point of my day, like our visibility score and other SEO metrics, because it tells me a lot about how our content on our website performs. So I take a look at all these metrics and numbers and reviews, and then I prepare the first meeting, which starts at 9:30. That is the weekly meeting with my core team, which is a marketing UX hyper team. As I said, I work in a startup and we're only a handful of people in total, and 5 people working on the website and the online shop and social media. So basically, our little team runs all the communication touch points with our users except customer support. That's a different team. And I know that in theory, marketing and UX should not get mixed up too much. And honestly, we have our problems with this, but most of the time it works and we just get stuff done. So this meeting right here takes an hour and we work through the weekly tasks and goals. We see if everything that needs to be prepared is actually prepared. We answer each other's questions, we discuss open topics, and we also laugh a lot. I just love this team. Right after that, we have our big team huddle. So with the entire company, and this meeting starts at 10:30. And here, the entire core company team, which is like 10 people, including our managing director, comes together and we update each other on relevant topics. We see where we need each other's help and so on and so forth. And by the way, this right here is what happens to my to-do list throughout these meetings, okay? It grows longer and longer throughout the day. That is just the reality of a UX writer. So this meeting usually ends at noon, so at 12. And now it's time for my lunch break. First thing I do every day here is I go on a walk, okay? I move my body. That definitely helps a lot to keep my energy and keep focused. And I live in the city, but I live very close to the river, so this is such a nice walk. Also, the movement keeps me fit, both physically and mentally. It keeps my nervousness and my anxiety at bay, so 10,000 steps per day is an absolute must for me. No matter the weather, rain or shine, I'm out there. Now, after my walk, I get back home, I prepare and have my lunch quickly, and then usually at around 1 p.m. I'm back at work. And usually on Mondays I have no meetings in the afternoon, which is awesome because that means that I have a lot of time for focus work. And on this day I started with some of the more urgent tasks that I learned about in my morning meetings, for example, reviewing some text for the website that someone else had written and that is planned to be published later this week, or some very quick UX copy tasks and tweaks in Figma. And after I'm done with that at around 1:30, I can proceed with 2 bigger tasks, both concerning our online shop. We are currently working on improving a couple of things here, actually revamping the whole thing in the long run. And now in the afternoon, I have 2 big tasks to complete. The first one is a more strategic one, and that is working on the storytelling for our shop. So which motives, storyline, metaphors, which USPs do we focus on when talking about our online shop? For example, you can focus on the fact that people have fun with our products, or that these products are innovative, or that they make your home smarter or your life easier. So basically it's all about the narrative. And I'm preparing a couple of different options to discuss with my team later this week. This takes me around 2 hours. And then the second task that I work on this afternoon starts at around 3:30. It's a more hands-on practical one. And here I'm creating a template for product descriptions for our online shop. And here we need to sprinkle a little UX writing for the buttons and the microcopy. We need to sprinkle a little SEO for the headlines, some copywriting for the body text. And my job right now, my task, first of all, is creating this template. So basically the content design for all of that. I also do research to see how others do it. And then I go back, I polish it, I edit it, and then I send it to my team for feedback. And then usually somewhere between 4:30 and 5:30, I can check off the last item on my to-do list, and that means that the day is done as well. I can wrap things up, I can slowly leave my workplace, and usually that is when I take another lovely walk, enjoying the last rays of sun, and also, you know, enjoying my cute little neighborhood. This really gives me life, friends. And then when I get back home and I'm not super drained already, I get some stuff done for my own business, okay? Answering some emails. For example, here I'm coordinating with the photographer that took my photos for my website, or I work a little on my YouTube channel. I answer some comments, check my analytics. I also do a lot of my recordings after work, so for my Instagram account or my YouTube account. And I usually do that until 7 or 7:30 p.m. And that is when my boyfriend usually gets home from work, and then we cook and we eat and we hang out. And as you can see, my days are usually quite long. They are usually 10 to 12 hours, but I only work on Mondays through Thursdays, and Fridays through Sundays I can relax and do creative work or just be outside and enjoy nature, and most of all have quality time with my boyfriend and my friends. But this is just me doing what works best for me, okay? For me and my social surroundings and my employer and my client and my business. The most important thing here is that you yourself figure out 3 things. First, how can you be productive? Second, how can you be mentally and physically healthy? And third, how can you manage your time and energy in a way that lets you maintain the social relationships that you care about? And I would lie if I told you that I figured this out right away, so it was a long learning process, and what you've heard and seen in this video is the very individual result of a very individual process of getting these 3 aspects in balance, okay? So my daily routine is just for your interest, just to give you an idea, and everything else is up to you. Okay, and I think these are good words to end this video. I hope that this was helpful to you, and if you have any questions or would like to see any other parts of my week, like working for my client, for example, or managing my UX writing education business, let me know in the comments. Also, make sure you hit like and subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok, where I also share free tips and tricks about writing in tech and especially UX writing. And other than that, there's nothing left to say except keep on writing, enjoy the process, and I hope to see you sometime soon.